We live in a world that believes in beauty standards, that there is some sort of ideal that we need to live up to and that we need to become. We have Instagram models that became models solely because of their Instagram pictures. We have fashion models and magazines and superstars and celebrities with picture perfect hourglass body. We have a very desperate need for body positivity in this world, but it is not what you think it is, and it starts with you. I know you guys are super surprised to hear this from me, considering that I am somebody that loves to take responsibility for fucking everything. I know, what a quality to have. But how do you create change? It starts with you. You don't create change by telling the whole world to do it while you sit on your ass and don't do it. You have to do your part to make a change within your own life and within the world around you. In this video, I'm going to tell you 3 tips that will change your relationship with your body forever and thus change your body forever. This is basically a video about how to get to your healthy, ideal body type, weight, whatever, for you personally is the idea. So if you're unfamiliar with me, you're probably like,
who is this bitch to talk about this stuff?
And I appreciate your skepticism because honestly, I am the same kind of way in my life. So not only did I manage a health club for about 2 years, and I've also read this big old book about sports nutrition and just nutrition in general because I'm a nerd. But on top of that, I am a person who has done that. And I will place those very vulnerable photos right here for you to see how I was about 60 pounds overweight and also dealing with a lot of chronic pain issues, chronic illness in general, like fibromyalgia and mental health issues, etc. So, and once again, if you know anything about me or this channel, you know that if I can go from being a hot mess to being a-okay who I am today, wow, that rhymed. That was really kind of weird. Okay, sorry. This is a very awkward video already, my God. But if I can do that, you can do that because I'm not really that special. I mean, I think I'm special in my own way, you know, whatever, but I'm really not. Like, the thing about it is what I did wasn't really that unique, and people do it all the time, but I don't think they really know what they're doing when they make this switch. So I just wanted to talk to you guys and make it simple for you because I know statistics. I know that the majority of the population in America does struggle with, you know, being overweight, at least to a degree. So this is a serious issue, but the way that we handle it in this country is not okay. It's not something that is helpful. It feeds this idea that you have to look externally for a change and for somebody else to do it for you or something like that. And in reality, it's more about our belief systems and how we nurture and treat ourselves than anything else. So first, let's start off with number 1, keeping it simple. So what do I mean by this? I mean, keep your diet, your routine, your nutrition, keep it simple. Eat simple ingredients. Try to keep a routine eating schedule, which for an average person, you should be eating every 3 hours. If you think about your body kind of like a battery, you need to charge your battery in order to use it. And your body needs to be charged with food about every 3 hours in order to keep your metabolism going, in order to keep your body going, you know, being able to do all of the things that it does. It has to be fueled by something. So if you're only eating, you know, even a couple times a day, that really slows down how much your body's able to work because it's not having those nutrients come in. And use simple systems too. I know that there are a ton of different like dieting fads that happen right now, but if they're asking you to do all of these weird, crazy things that you know you're not going to be able to sustain over a long period of time, what good is that gonna do? I mean, it'll initially take off pounds, but what happens when you don't adapt to that because it didn't really align to your lifestyle and your likes and dislikes? So when you go back to your old lifestyle, you gain back all that weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be practical. So when you keep things simple and you don't try to make this elaborate system about, you know, you can only eat one day here and then you do a cleanse this day here. I mean, that's, you know, there's ways you can do that work, but honestly, why complicate things more than they need to be, you know? That goes with counting calories as well. Counting calories may be good as a reference at first, just so you know like how much you're getting from each of your foods. Honestly, nutrition labels are actually very important to look at, yet we just don't for whatever reason in this world. But like I said, looking into what kind of ingredients, making sure that there are simple ingredients or that there only are just a few ingredients within what you're eating. I mean, the more complicated, the more chemically processed your food is going to be, or the more complicated your eating schedule is, or if you're counting calories, you know, the more complex that you make your system around eating, the harder it's going to be to sustain. So just remember, simple is sustainable. Number 2, going back to what I said in the beginning of this video about beauty standards, it starts with you, because I'm not negating that we have somewhat of a beauty standard shoved down our throats in a way with the media in general. I totally understand that. But where does your responsibility come into that? You know, where are you accepting these belief systems where you could be rejecting them, or at least looking into them more? You know, where are these things rooted? And why are you comparing yourself to other people, especially people that have been photoshopped or have gotten a lot of surgery done? I mean, you aren't being realistic when you just accept face value of things, and you have to take responsibility for that. I mean, the world isn't gonna change completely into this utopia for everybody. And personally, in my opinion, I think a utopia wouldn't work in general. So I mean, this is just all about your own emotional resilience to, you know, even mean comments. Hell, I mean, especially being on the internet nowadays, anybody is open to just being ridiculed for what their body looks like. But again, we have to take responsibility for what we accept and what we choose to believe about ourselves and about the world around us, because that is something that is up to us and no one can take that away from us. So genuinely unsubscribe to people that make you feel like you have to be a certain way, or better yet, look within and wonder why you think you have to be that way. Was it a family member that said something to you multiple times, or even one time, you know, a peer group, whatever it was? Make sure you're following and listening to people with reason and intent. Is this person helping you out? Is this person giving you good information? Are they making you feel good about your body? Are they sharing a positive energy about being a person? So unsubscribe, block to things that make you feel bad about your body. And also make sure you seek truth within photos and comments, because like I said, you have the option to accept or reject people's comments. You know, you can examine them without accepting them, and the more that you work on that and you're able to gain space, the less things like that affect you, and you won't have to feel like you have to live up to anybody's standards but whatever you set for yourself, which hopefully you don't set yourself to any standard, because you're fine just how you are. Last but not least, number 3, this was honestly the ticket to success. Let me tell you, when I talk about intention, this is the kind of intention you want to set when you want to change your body and when you want to be healthy, because honey, it will come at you fast. The opportunities will fly at your door. And that is, treat your body like a temple. This is your vessel. Like, the actual you is using this thing, you know, not to be weird, but like this thing, you know, this avatar, basically. This is our avatar while we are here on earth doing our thing. Body is your home. It is your first home. Your external home is your second home. This is your first home. So take care of it, because this is what is getting you throughout life. This is what makes you able to do anything that you want to do. If you don't take care of that, you're basically counting yourself out before you even get started, because you don't care enough to take care of yourself. And that's a reality that's really hard to take in when it comes to changing your body. And that's that you have to take responsibility for the fact that you haven't been taking responsibility for your body. You haven't been caring for yourself. Because if you set the intention to nurture yourself and to nourish your body, you're not going to put things in it that are harmful to you or that make you feel bad. And that's the biggest thing, is how does your food make you feel? That's going to be the biggest indicator of if you should be eating it or not. But this dives into just being intuitive with your eating as well. Just knowing that, you know, if you are feeling like you need carbs, or you're feeling like you crave potatoes, or you're craving meat or something like that, you know that your body needs that. Don't ignore that for any reason, even if you're working. God, I have such an anger towards the system that makes people not be able to have breaks to eat their freaking food during the day. I mean, these are the things that we need to challenge in order to allow ourselves to nourish ourselves. You have to set that intention that you're going to take responsibility going forward and nourish yourself. You're going to make yourself feel better, and thus you will be presented, like I said, with all these opportunities that are gonna show you how to do that. Your body is your temple. You need to keep it all calm and collected. If you've seen my how to pick a card video, I actually talked about this in that video, where you have like 2 breathing systems. You have one that is more flight or fight based, which is more intellect based. You know, you're on your feet, you're instinctual, and you're not eating food at this time, you're not digesting food at this time, because all of your willpower is going to your mental, to your stimuli, to that kind of stuff. Whereas you have the other part of you that is the rest and digest, where you're able to digest your food, where your metabolism is flowing, where you are able to be in flow, and you're able to receive intuitive messages, because you're in the state of being instead of in the state of stimulation. So taking care of your body also means that you're decreasing the stimuli around it, because that is how your body is able to process and assimilate and digest food. But But if you're constantly thinking and worrying and you're not tending to your mental health and you're not tending to your body's physical needs to decompress, you know, that is going to add to the fire. It will not help you at all. But all of that aside, you may recognize that a lot of these things you aren't doing. And that's where the opportunity to be kind to yourself comes in, because none of this will work if you are mean to yourself. You will gain all the weight you lost right back because you're coming from a place of lack, from hate, from negative self-talk, a lower vibration. You're going to attract those layers of shame and guilt back on as, you know, extra fat on your body. Your body literally gains weight to protect you. So it's important to note that when you are kind internally to yourself, or you even change your external environment, if it's not kind to you, you do something, like I said, to make kindness more relevant and more accessible in your life, you will see change because you are coming from a place that is intentionally loving, nourishing, nurturing towards yourself, and thus your body is going to meet you. I've always said that. When you take the steps to improve your life and to be a better person, the universe will meet you. It always does. And I'm a perfect example of that. And I know that there are plenty of other people that are as well. So if you're one of those people, comment down below your success stories to get everybody hyped up, because this is something that we all can do. And I think the more well-known things like this become, the more society is going to change and we're going to come from a more reasonable place. Hopefully. That's my intent with this whole message. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any comments or anything like that, make sure to leave them down below and we will just chat it up. Otherwise, I will see you guys in a later video. Bye for now.